Hello, everyone. Hello, and welcome to Fanshawe College's virtual open house. My name is Aishem Onar El Henawi, and I work for the International Department at Fanshawe College. I will be your host for today's session. And before we start with the session, I have few housekeeping notes just for you. For the attendees, webcams and microphones will be turned off throughout the session. You need to use the question feature to ask questions. You need to click the question mark button and then write your question. And after we finish the session, we will answer your questions live, and we'll try to cover all the questions. If you have questions about other topics or after the session, you can email us at international@fanshawe.ca or book an appointment with one of our recruiters. If you have multiple programs open in your computer, it may compromise your webinar experience. So please turn off everything now to enjoy the webinar fully. So now I'm going to start a video presentation about the program, and then I'm going to hand it over for the question and answer to Brian. But before that, we will start watching our presentation in video.
Hi there. Welcome to the Broadcasting, Radio, and Media Production Info Session. My name is Abe Kalachin, and I am a professor and the coordinator of the program. We have a jam-packed session for you today with a few guests popping in to share their experiences in our program. So let's get right into it because we have a lot of information to share with you. The Broadcasting, Radio, and Media Production program is a 2-year, very hands-on practical program with a September-only intake. So as you'll hear from some of our students, we are not an announcing school. A lot of people think that that's all we do is we teach you how to be on the air. That is not the case. There are so many different areas in the radio station that we teach you about and that you can actually specialize in, and more on that a little bit later. So in this program, especially in first year, you will learn about every department that's involved in creating engaging, exciting, and entertaining radio content for both online and terrestrial broadcasting. Having said that, first year is not just academics. There is a practical component to it as well. So for example, during the day, the morning and the early afternoon, you're going to learn about radio sales, promotions, marketing, radio production, announcing, writing, show preparation, voice development, talk radio, and a few other things as well. While you're learning how to use the equipment through these classes, and while you're learning how to be on the air and how to piece together a talk show and how to do a podcast, you'll start performing in the evening hours on our closed circuit and streaming radio stations, CFRL and the Falcon. So your daytime hours will be spent in class. Your afternoons and evenings, when you're not scheduled to be on the air, you'll spend in the studio practicing what you've learned and practicing with the equipment so that you become a little more proficient at using them. And then also once a week, and sometimes once every other week, depending on the number of students we have, you will be doing a 2-hour live show on either CFRL or the Falcon. So you'll be able to apply the skills that you're learning in those classes to those practical performances. You'll also learn about the different software packages that we use. So Adobe Audition or iMedia Touch Production, iMedia Touch On Air. And all of these come together to help you put together that 2-hour show in your first year of studying. By the way, all of this work is evaluated in your classes as well. So it's not just, yeah, I'm just going to be on the air for 2 hours. No, it's an actual assignment that you are doing when you are on the air. And so those will be evaluated. Now, to tell you a bit more about the first year experience, this is Ben, who is currently a first year radio student.
Well, I'm going to tell you what I think about the pacing of the program, the workload of it, the studio practice time, and a few other things in there. Now, obviously, it's a little different because of COVID-19, but it wasn't really as bad as I thought it would be because of it. because like I originally came to college thinking I may not get as much as I paid for. Like you know, like come on, with COVID-19 restrictions, I'm not going to get what I wanted. But I've been getting pretty good teaching right now. Like everything. There's been a few things here and there, you know, like, oh, there's been a technical glitch trying to get into class for one day, but it's fixed later, or assignment didn't load properly. That's all right. But other than that, it's really not that bad. And I'm very impressed with Fanshawe being able to get around it. So I found the pacing of the program actually very good. They don't start off too slow, but they don't throw you into the fire right away. They start building up quickly to give you the right headspace, I think. You know, like, this isn't going to be back-breaking work, but you are going to have to pick up the pace and work. And it works out. Like, if you actually put the work in, you do very well. You have to put the work in, but the course pays off. It's really good, and I've been having a lot of fun with it. I also find the workload manageable. Again, it can be a lot, but they do give you time to do it. It is doable, and if you need help, it is there. So you can always get help if you need it. And with COVID, I thought it'd be difficult to get hands-on experience with the the equipment of everything, the soundboards, the microphones, the software for everything you need at a radio station. But it's actually all available still. There's more safety precautions in place, but you get plenty of time to practice with it. You get plenty of good instructions from the teachers on how to do it, what you're supposed to do. If there's a problem, you can immediately contact someone to fix the problem. Like, it's very well done. I've been to college before for nursing, but so it's not related much, but I love this college experience way more than that one. I find the teachers are much more helpful, way better communication, way better time management here too, because they help you with that. Like, it's very cool here. And I am very pleased with choosing this program, and I don't regret it in the slightest. So I hope to see you here sometime soon at Fanshawe, and hopefully I'll hear you on the radio. Have a good one.
Thanks, Ben. So obviously, we don't know what the fall of 2021 will look like with respect to COVID protocols. But as you heard from Ben, innovation is strong at Fanshawe. And we have found a way to replicate the in-class hands-on experience in a virtual and safe way in case those COVID protocols do continue. The video you are seeing right now was taken from a class I taught during the week of October 25th. The students are able to see the equipment and learn how to use it through my demonstration and learn how to use the software packages we use as well. Essentially, they are seeing exactly what they would be seeing as though they were in class. The difference is they're watching from home as opposed to watching sitting at a desk in the same room. It's now up to them, up to the individual student, to book studio time and come in and practice what was demonstrated in class. I've asked another first-year radio student to put together a video to share with you his experience so far in our program. Please welcome Patrick.
I just wanted to make this video to kind of give you an idea of what the radio broadcasting program at Fanshawe is kind of all about, and what it's like to be a mature student going back to school after being out of it for so long. And the first thing I'm going to say is that as a mature student, there's two things I was really worried about: money and being able to socialize with my classmates. And both those things I was kind of wrong about, to be honest with you. As a mature student, there are financial resources available to you through OSAP, bursaries, and that kind of thing. Look into them and take advantage of them. And socially, you're all there for radio, whether you're 20 years old, 30 years old, or 70 years old. You're all there with one thing in common, and that thing is going to bond you and unite you, and you're going to be spending a lot of time with your classmates because you all have the same classes together, and that is also going to bond you. After the first week, I'd already made friends, and these people are going to be someone that you're going to lean on for studying. They might be people you lean on when you're done school to get jobs. You never know, right? But you're going to make friends. Don't worry about it. to touch on real quick is that this program is a difficult program. I don't mean that to be intimidating. I mean that in a good way, because that Fanshawe College diploma carries weight when you're done. If you look up people in radio, morning show hosts, in bigger markets and across the country, get on their LinkedIn page. You'll see Fanshawe College on there, and that's for a reason they're successful, is because this program demands a lot out of you because they want you to be a good broadcaster. You're going to be studying a lot. You're going to go into the lab a lot. You're going to put a lot of hard work in, but it is very rewarding hard work. And the end result is that you're going to be a great broadcaster. So be prepared to do a lot of hard work, but it's fun work too. It's radio. Radio is not like you're working in a coal mine for 12 hours a day. You get to do some cool stuff, but be prepared to do hard work. Be prepared to study. Be prepared to put your hours in the lab. Be prepared to have fun. And you're going to have a great time at Fanshawe College. You'll have a great time with this program. Fanshawe College is a great time. I do not regret my decision whatsoever. And I hope that maybe some of you will be joining me in radio. Have a good one.
In 1978, we were very fortunate to have been granted the first Canadian campus instructional license by the CRTC, the Canadian Radio, Television and Telecommunications Commission. As a result of that license, we, and by we I mean potentially you, will operate our fully licensed radio station once you hit second semester or first year, CIXX FM, or The X, which is found at 106.9 on the FM band and streaming online at 1069thex.com. Now, the program itself, however, started with the college system in 1968. As Patrick mentioned in his video, we have a long list of graduates currently working in the industry and now actually retiring from the industry. It's these same graduates that are looking at Fanshawe to fill positions at their stations. They know the rigor and training our students receive. In fact, we get our direction from industry. We meet with our program advisory committee twice a year to make necessary curriculum tweaks to make sure that our students are receiving not just a great education, but the necessary preparation they'll need to be able to walk through the doors of any radio station and start working right away. You may be asking yourself, how exactly do we achieve that tall order over 2 years? Well, I've asked a current second-year student, Emma, to share her experiences with you.
My name is Emma, and I'm in my second year of radio broadcasting. Second year is a lot different than first year. First year, I find that you're always doing work for your courses. So everything you do is around the courses that you're taking. Whereas second year, yeah, you still do have courses and you're still learning. However, a lot of the learning is done by doing work for the radio station or for the X. It's really cool, and it's such a cool opportunity to have, to be able to actually do work, produce stuff, write stuff, voice stuff, even like be on air for a real radio station, because I feel like that honestly gives you that real world scenario and feel. So you kind of know what to expect when you do finish school and when you do finish your work here at the college. I think it's so cool and so neat how we get to specialize in two things. So this semester I chose to specialize in sales and in production. So for production, we're here doing work, so commercials, promos, all that stuff for the X, which is really cool, because I mean, what other job do you get to press a button and actually hear your work come to life? It's such a rewarding feeling, and it for me, it gets me so excited. I get super pumped when I hear my own stuff on air. So sometimes I'll record it and I'll send it to my friends or my family. It's very interesting because I am one to hate production. When I first started in my first year, I absolutely hated it with a passion. It's just so, like, to me, it was computer based. I'm not a techie person. I never have been. I don't like technology. I prefer, the old-fashioned way. Like, I still take notes pen and paper. I don't like typing my notes. So I like things to be simple. So whenever I was introduced to the board, the computer, all the fancy equipment, I freaked out. And honestly, whenever you learn how to do it, it obviously gets easier, and that's what I needed. I needed to learn how to do it to calm myself down, and now it's just such a rewarding thing. Like, I love doing it, and I get so excited when I produce something, and I'm so proud of it. I always take a video of the audio, and then I'll send it to a bunch of people. It is definitely rewarding, and I just love how you can go in a complete opposite direction of what you thought you were going into, which is definitely what happened to me because, I mean, look at me, I'm in production. Never in a million years would I have thought that I would be producing stuff because, again, technology, not my strong suit. However, you learn, you grow, and that's how you become or discover new things about yourself.
So to expand on what Emma was saying regarding second year, unlike first year, where the majority of your time is spent in class and learning about all of these different areas of the radio station, in second year, you are going to apply the knowledge that you learned in first year. The majority of your time is spent operating or working at our radio station. Emma spoke about station operations, so I'd like to explain that one in a little more detail. We are currently undergoing a small curriculum modification. So by the time that you make it to second year or year 2, you will choose one specific area to specialize in during your first semester. And in second semester, I'll talk about those in a second. In second semester of year 2, you'll get to choose 2 areas as opposed to 1. In order to graduate, you will need 3 station operations credits. So there are a total of 7 different courses you could take as part of station operations. And these courses align with the departments of a radio station. They are announcing, writing, sales, promotions, production, talk, and programming. Each of those have a level 1 and a level 2. So if, for example, you specialize in announcing in the first semester, then in second semester, you can specialize in 2 totally different courses or take level 2 of announcing and pick up one new level 1 station operations course. It's these courses in station operations that are going to give you the experience and training you will need to work in a radio station. So you could walk out of here with a little bit of expertise in 3 areas, or you could really focus in on one specific area that really interests you and then take something new in second semester to learn a little more about that. We're just trying to give you a few more employable skills. With the curriculum change, we also have a new program title. So you will be part of the first group of graduates under our new name of Broadcasting, Radio, and Media Production. As we meet with our program advisory committees and make changes to our curriculum, students are experiencing many transferable skills which can be applied in other areas. For example, one of our graduates from just a couple of years ago accepted a position as content creator or writer with Dipley, which is a website, and it's kind of like BuzzFeed. Another graduate is now with the Red Cross in Ottawa as their web and digital marketing strategist, yet they hold a broadcasting radio diploma. Our students learned Photoshop and Illustrator, as well as video editing. Radio isn't just radio anymore. It's forever changing and adapting, and we must too. Though radio is the focus of what we do, the skills you learn in this program can be applied across multiple platforms. Our students are getting jobs. In fact, often employers call us at Fanshawe first, even before the jobs are posted, and sometimes the jobs don't even get posted. There are jobs in radio, but there are also jobs out of radio where you can apply the skills that you learn in this program to those specific disciplines. If you want to know a little more about radio-specific jobs, you can always check out the website milkmanunlimited.com. It's exactly the way that it sounds. The jobs are there as long as you're willing to relocate. I'd like to thank Ben, Patrick, and Emma for joining us today, and also thank you for your time and for being here today.
Hi, hello. It was a great video. I also learned that a lot. I didn't know that students also learn about web design, like other things than radio production. It's very great to know that it gives students a lot more skills than radio. It was very surprising. Okay, so I have few questions for you, Brian. What practices do you need to adopt to be successful in broadcast radio?
It may be the most important question that I answer during the session today because I have a couple of answers to the question, and this is important. The first one is creating a to-do list and checking it every day. And then you can either check mark that item because it's completed, or you stroke through it, but just create a to-do list and do check it daily. It's a great way to manage your time. The second point is don't procrastinate, or in other words, don't put things off. It can come back to haunt you because you know you're capable of completing the work and completing the assignment, but you just waited too long to complete it to meet the minimum requirements. Earlier in the video, Ben was talking about time management. How are your time management skills? Do you focus on the projects that you enjoy the most and go to those first? Or do you go to those items, but at the same time mindful that it should be the assignment that's due first, should be the one that gets the most concentration? So I encourage you to manage time, hone those skills between now and your arrival next September, and focus on the projects that need to be done first.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. And how important is it to regularly talk to your professors, teachers?
I think it's very important. It's really important. And I might add, just to include in the answer to this question, that just in the last 2 years alone, we have had international students in our broadcast radio program from India, from China, from Brazil, and all of these students have performed on the air, and they have really, really enjoyed the moments and engaged in our program as a result, and have lifelong friends. So I wanted to just say, welcome from wherever you may be in the world. You will feel very much at home at Fanshawe College in the broadcast radio program. And it is important to reach out to faculty. And we know that you've come from a different part of the world, and you may be a little homesick and just wanting to talk. And you know, we're there for you. We're a support team in and of itself. So I think it's vital to take the time to reach out to the teachers, to the faculty, and never hesitate to ask questions. That's why we're here. And I think some of the first level students mentioned that we're available either by text or email, or we can get on Zoom and have a little virtual conversation with you. You need to know we're there, and it's important to reach out to your prof.
Yes, I also advise our students, like when we meet them during fairs, always be in contact with your professors. Don't be ashamed to ask questions. Always seek for more, and always be attentive and like ask questions as many as you can, because that's how you are going to learn.
Yeah. Sometimes I'll have the question begins with, Brian, I'm sorry to bother you, but you're never a bother. Please ask.
Exactly. Thank you. Thank you. So another question is networking still a thing?
Yes, and for those that may not be familiar with the term networking, allow me to explain. That's where we have that opportunity to interact with people who are in the very industry that you aspire to work in. We know that you're coming to broadcast radio, the program at Fanshawe and the School of Contemporary Media at our beautiful London, Ontario, Canada campus, to get to the point where you have the skills to get a job. Employment in your world right now is key. And so networking, I think, is vital. It's probably never been more important than ever. It's not only what you know or the skills that you develop at Fanshawe, but who you know. And getting on that path to obtaining employment is by connecting with the very people in our industry. So I suggested we can offer those names. We're there again to support. We work in the business so we can create that list for you. And so I think making a first impression on those industry partners is really important, and then check in with them regularly.
Yes, networking is always very important, because these are your soft skills to, like, if you have better soft skills, then in the future it will be easier for you to find a job. If you know more people, then of course it's there are more opportunities for you. Okay, there's another question. How important is it to find time for you?
I think it's vital to find the time for you, for both your physical and your mental well-being. Finding that balance between the importance of getting your work done, and to my earlier point, in timely fashion, so that you're not crushing or last minute with the work, but also doing some of the things that you really enjoy doing in your free time. I don't want to mislead. Your free time will be a little bit less, but at the same time, I encourage you to find it. So whatever it is that you enjoy doing on your free time or your me time, maybe it's playing some video games, but not till 3 o'clock in the morning. Maybe it's playing a musical instrument, and that's a real compliment to broadcast radio, your love of music. Perhaps you're already there and you're formally trained in music at your school. Maybe it's just a little forest bathing. You're just going for a walk, or maybe capturing some of those beautiful images in parts of Turkey or China or Vietnam, some beautiful parts of the world. Get your camera and capture those moments. What a beautiful step out opportunity. And so I encourage you to do that. Balance. Balance is so vital. So take the time, find the time for a little bit of free time.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. So there is another question. Who is on your team at Fanshawe College?
Well, first of all, Abe Collegian, who you met on the video, is on your team. He is the coordinator of the broadcast radio program and is readily available to take your call, to answer any questions that you may have following this presentation by way of email. I'm now on your team. I teach a number of the courses in the broadcast radio program, and you now have a new partner in Brian Nuttall. You also have access at school to our school's academic advisor. Her name is Annalisa Minetti, and Annalisa will be on your team. You will meet her during orientation in September, and if you ever feel it's time to reach out to her, or it's maybe recommended by one of your professors, please do so and do it promptly. But my point in all of this, and I haven't mentioned all of the other faculty, we're here and we are a part of your team, and you will feel very much at home.
Thank you. Thanks a lot, Brian. So to sum up, we say, do your networking. Don't be shy to ask questions all the time. Don't be shy to reach out to your professors, to your team all the time for everything in your mind. So everything is cleared out before you take the next step. And then find time for yourself. And then do the things you enjoy. And I have a question. How is the workload? Like, students will have 25 to 27 hours sessions or courses throughout the week, but how much time do they have to take for like practicing, doing projects, or studying?
The workload is, I would suggest, busy or certainly heavy. It's definitely manageable, as all of our students mentioned, that we can't overwhelm with work, but we need to definitely heavy up in terms of the curriculum. And in the second year especially, it's what you put into it, because there's more of a practical component to it in year two. And so practice, going into the studio on your own time and just honing those skills is vital. So it's busy, and there are tests and there are quizzes and there are exams in some courses that you need to prepare for. But I would suggest that as you start to get and my favorite word on the planet is passion. When you get that passion for what you have now discovered is your strength in broadcast radio, be it announcing, be it production, be it writing, you will just find yourself self-propelled. You'll be into those studios and into those rooms, honing your skills and sharpening them. And the opportunities for employment as a result of your investment in time will follow.
Will follow, yes, yes. Thank you. Thanks a lot, Brian. It was a perfect session. I also really learned a lot about the program. It was also very beneficial for me, and I hope it was also beneficial for our attendees. And now we came to the end of our session, and if you will have questions, please send email to international@fanshawe.ca or try to reach out Brian or other professors. We have their emails on our webpage. Don't be shy to ask questions. And all the best. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Nice
Have a
meeting
lovely
everybody.
day. Bye.